Hey, Crystal Dawn. We're making a little video to tell people about the event which we're running on August 28th through to 30th online, the Tantric Embrace, Making Love with Life. And yeah, we just had the impulse to share a bit about what this is about. So do you want to say a few words to start?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm super excited about this event. It was originally was going to be a live event in Germany, and now we're choosing to do it online due to the COVID situation. And the inspiration behind this is that I met John a few years ago at a training in Guatemala, and we immediately just recognized that we're both two passionate non-dual tantrikas that want to connect and spread the word about how non-dual tantra is really a path to freedom, and it's really become my whole life practice is this making love with life. Like, and in COVID is a real good time to learn this skill of how to make love with life in every moment, no matter what it looks like, because right now life is so uncertain in a lot of ways that we normally feel like we can take life for granted, or we can sort of count on things, and now it seems like every week, something we thought we could count on is changing. So I think it's the perfect timing to do this event as an online event.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. And yeah, I know for myself, like this something I feel super touched by in us doing this together is I feel like I have the opportunity to share what's kind of been a secret part of my soul, which is really like what is most sacred at all to me. And it's that it's absolutely possible for human beings to open to the infinite depth of who they are that is flowing with an ecstatic love and freedom and intimacy through everything that is a profound foundation for truth and wisdom and love and how to live. And, I've always been so inspired by the examples of great masters of these traditions and beings who've kind of taken that realization and run with it. Basically, they've just been like, okay, so if this is really who I am, how do I live? Like, how do I love? How do I serve? How do I show up? How do I relate to my body and to the earth and to others? Um, yeah, and I've always been so passionate about that integration, like the integration of these profound awakening technologies that show us very simply, actually, like just look at this, look at yourself in this way, open yourself in this way, and see what's there, and that allow us to open to this infinite true nature of our being, and the integration of that with our embodiment and how we make love with life through our hearts and through our souls and through our bodies and in our connections with each other and our connection to the earth. So yeah, those two pieces, as we've spoken about before, like the kind of the awakening technology bit or the clarity of how that works and the really deep embodiment part, sometimes haven't always gone together in these traditions. And something I really enjoy in our connection is that we're both super passionate and lit up by that. And yeah, when we met, I was not expecting to come into contact there with someone who, yeah, where we just recognized each other of like, oh wait, you know that thing in your heart and your being which is so profoundly sacred to me, and I know that too. And okay, we have to create something together at some point.
Yeah, exactly. And I think part of what's really driven me through my whole life is that, I had this really powerful awakening, sort of samadhi experience. I didn't know that word then, but where I was just in bliss for a week when I was 16.
Mm.
And now, at 65, I've spent like, 49 years, like really wanting to know how to live that way, because, on the eighth day, I kind of was back in normal, world stuff, and I was like, what happened? And I somehow my life was punctuated with a lot of those moments, but then they would disappear, and so there was a lot of seeking that I went on. I feel like I spent probably 30 years trying to figure out what the heck was going on. And now at this point, I feel like I have an understanding that it is simple. I think it's so simple that people miss it. And they think it has to be because we're so focused on having to work so hard to achieve something. But when you recognize that it's actually what you already are, if you just let go of all these ideas of who you think you are, then this essence of what you already are is right there. And that's really the nature of what we're going to do in these 3 days, is to help kind of peel away the layers of the onion to find your true nature that's always embracing, spirit with our true nature, our true self. It's really that Shakti Shiva is the embrace of bliss and wisdom that knows its true nature. And that when we are able to tap into that, then we are naturally making love with life in every moment, no matter what it looks like. And it's not an efforting. We're not trying to do it. You know, like just trying to have an orgasm rarely creates an orgasm, but when you surrender and just let it happen, suddenly, woo! So I really want people to understand that while it may sound like, can you do this in 3 days? That what it is ultimately is a relaxing into and a surrendering into what's already present. And I feel like John and I are like the perfect combination to bring that to, to you out there who feels called.
Thank you. And like I'm reminded of the Tibetan master from Jamgon Kongtrul the Great, who I am super inspired by. And I remember he said, like, the reason people miss this sometimes is not because it's too transcendent or too hard. It's because it's too simple and it's too close and it's too near and it's too good. And it's exactly that quality of naturalness. It's like, this is naturally what we are already. And if we are willing to give ourselves the space and the time to sink in and relax in and let what we are already really reveal itself, there is a natural, all-pervasive freedom and goodness that is intrinsic to what we are that starts to become available to us very simply. And it's an entirely different way to be, profoundly healing. And yeah, so I'm also super excited for us to share this.
Beautiful. I think
Yeah,
we've said what needs to be said, and hopefully that inspires those of you who watch this video. And if you feel called, you can go, we'll have the link
yeah, in the comments.
somewhere below here, letting you know where you can go find out more about the event and sign up. And it's going to be 3 amazing days of doing some powerful work online through this medium of Zoom, and we'd love to have you join us.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Crystal.
Thank you.